You might have to if you can't get it on your laptop, you might have you think you could pull it up from your phone to click the link from your phone?
I'm logging in on my phone now.
And Lachette, if you don't mind, try to live now. See if it'll give us a live now. It might have just been a quick second, but just see if it'll do it.
Yeah, I'm going to it on my phone now, man. It's always good to have a backup plan, guys.
Hey,
well, if you go on your phone, log off from here, and then log back on from your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got to log out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, log out. And then
OT say, "Who's that masked man?"
I know, right? All right, let me log out.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Hey guys, if y'all don't know, we have fun, man. You know, like there's no business like a business with your friends. There's nothing like it. I promise y'all. And we just have so much fun when we ain't talking this business. We just you know, we're serious about our businesses, but we really love what we do. And you know, like everybody, you know, we all friends. We all friends, you know, and we, you know, we do business together, and it's a blessed thing. So yeah. All right, so T's back on. All right. Okay, cool. Now try it. I think, yep.
Hey, what's up, guys? Now I'm on my phone. I got to put my work glasses on.
Hey, T, man, they got to see how cool you are, man. They got to see how.
Man, look, I've been here, man. I don't know why my computer not working for whatever.
It's all good. But see now y'all know this the man that been doing all the YouTube videos.
yeah, there you go. What's going on, guys? It's a blessing, man.
Hey, man, it's a blessing, man. We certainly appreciate you you jumping on this thing, man. You know, like we said, man. I had a question. I want you to jump into your story. You know what you're doing. You know, and what you're doing now. But I had a question. How did we meet, man? How did we meet? Do you remember how we met?
You know what? I was thinking about that, man. Honestly, I really don't remember, man. When you were just talking about, I'm like, I don't know. I guess, man, it was just God given. I really don't know where we met at, man, but it was a blessing.
It was a blessing, man. Like I was in corporate America, man, and you know, like a lot of our partners, man, a lot of our partners who, you know, who are trying to do this business, man, you know, like I was looking outside, man, and I was like, man, you know, at first I was like, man, I don't know if I want to partner up with anybody, but man, shoot, man, when you said, man, we can do this, we can do that, man, I was like, shoot, man, give me that money. And
that's right.
And that's when I really understood the key to this thing, the key to this business, you know, is just working together, man. And that unlocked a lot of doors for me, man. So big ups to you, man. I'm eternally grateful, man. But this thing's about you, man. Let's talk about you, man, and how you got into this business, and you know, and you know how you got into this shift right here, and and what you've been doing.
Got you. Well, you know, I'm Trevaro Hardy, guys. Mr. ATL Wholesaler. Been doing this business now, man, since full-time since about 2003. First of all, I just want to say I thank God, too, just like you guys did. Thank God for this day. Thank God for everything that's going on right now, how he's protecting us. It was a great day yesterday. Like you said, Resurrection Day. So that was good, man. I enjoyed the family, and praise God and all the glory to him. But, yeah, man, like I said, I started back in like 2003. Started off doing subject twos, lease option, went to a boot camp, and that's the first thing I started to do was lease option, taking over the mortgages subject to, because at that time it was pretty good. We used to target like expired listings, and once we targeted them, then we take the property. Most of them was behind on payment, and we'll take them over subject to, maybe do a loan mod. Then around 2006, 2007, that's when we converted our business over to luxury homes. So then we started doing the 7-day bidding sales event. So we used to target like $500,000 homes, million-plus homes up in Alpharetta, Duluth. And that worked great until the market crashed, as you know, in 08 and 09.
Right.
So the business was still good for luxury home dealing because, of course, you know, those people had money. So it really didn't affect them. But as far as us, it wasn't that many buyers. Like the pool of buyers is so small for luxury homes. So what we end up doing then is doing like what we're doing now. We switched back over to subject to taking over pre-foreclosure, short sales, and things like that. Yeah, and then that went all the way for about a couple of years, about 3 or 4 years, and then 2010, that's when we started doing the wholesaling, some fits and flips, and that's actually when I met you, around that same time. And like I said, we did wholesaling, fits and flips, a couple of subject tools. Well, we did a lot of subject tools then as well, and then we did a lot of short sales. So short sales was good, and then, you know, so that's pretty much like what we're doing now. What we're doing now is really switching gears because of the market.
Right.
So we're targeting a lot of pre-foreclosure leads, and not to take advantage of these homeowners, but to give them insight, input, and what they can be doing now to save their homes if they want to save it.
Right.
Other than that, then we'll give them an outlet and give them some good advice and help lead them to the next chapter of their life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, just talk about how you were feeling, man, through that first crisis, when everything kind of stopped in 08. Like, what made you decide to just kind of stick with it? You know what I'm saying? Or like some of us, what made you decide to kind of stick with it, and what helped you pivot, and what helped you change?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys, man, it was tough. When the market crashed, because then I didn't have a lot of knowledge as far as like saving a lot of properties for like cash flow purposes. So when it hit, before me, back then I was working with my partner, Eddie Raymond, Mr. Transaction Engineer. So before then, it was like, man, everything was just drying up. So we like, what do we do next? And I mean, at one point I started thinking about getting a job. I'm like, I can't do this. I got to keep going. I got to figure a way. So that's when I had to reach inside and figure out my why. And in any situation, even right now today, you got to figure your purpose and your why. Your why factor is what's going to get you through those tough times in order to take you to the next level. And that's what I did. Essentially, once I thought about my why, which is my family. So family first, I'm like, I can't leave them hanging. I can't do the 9 to 5. I don't want to do 9 to 5. I could have did it, but I'm like, I know too much. My knowledge is valuable. I know too much. I know there's a way around it. And that's when me and Eddie teamed up. And then that's when we started doing the subject tools and the loan modifications and just helping homeowners out of their situation. And at the same time, helping tenant buyers who could not get a loan because the market was crashing, but they could afford a down payment, you know, and then a monthly payment. So we're like, okay. And so we switched gears there, and we made it through. It was tough. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was tough, but again, it boiled down to my why and my perspective, because at first I wanted to just like let it go, but we figured a way and we were able to roll through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was tough, man. I ain't gonna lie, it was tough, but we made it.
But when you said you reflected on your why, and you got a chance to, you know, to really focus on your why. We know your why is your family, straight up. You know what I'm saying? But what helped you, like, and big ups to you, Eddie. But what helped you pivot, man? Like, because a lot of people, like, even now, you know, like a lot of people have not pivoted. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, you know, have not made the adjustments that they need to make. And, you know, like what, in remembering your why, what took you from your why to being like, okay, I'm doing these subject twos, and now, you know, pre-foreclosures, etc. What took you from that to that?
Right. Well, I'll be honest, man. I mean, it may, well, I know it doesn't sound good to you, man. I mean, a lot of prayer, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of prayer. I mean, because like I said, it kind of like caught us off guard, sort of like what it is now, like right now. I mean, we knew the market had to change and turn at some point, but we didn't know it was going to come from a virus, you know?
Right.
And even back then when I was doing luxury homes, I mean, everything was going good. So, you know, everything looked good. And when it hit, it was just off guard. And I mean, the pivot for me, like I said, was just my mindset. It was just how I had to put everything in perspective. Then I had, you know, my wife behind me. Well, at that time, she was my girlfriend, but I had her pushing me, you know, pushing me through it. And then Eddie, you know, and we just put our minds together and collaborated, sort of like, you know, how you and Will do it right now. I mean, it's just, and that's what took me over the hump.
And you still in the business, man. You still in the game.
Yeah. We all learn, man. We pushing.
Yeah, we just, you know, and really we just want this to be a testimony of how like you can actually get through, you know, something that, you know, and we hate that, you know, what's happening to a lot of people. But, you know, at the same time, you know, we also have to survive, and we also have to feed our families, etc. And we just want people to know that this is a testimony of what you can do, you know, like even during, you know, a crisis, pandemic, whatever they want to call it. But you've got to get deep into your why. And you know, that's the thing that I'm hearing from you is like, you've got to get deep into your why. Lean on your support system, you know, those that are closest to you, you know, lean on them, you know, and once, you know, and as a man, once you get your why and you come out reformed, then, you know, your support system, you say, hey, baby, this is what we're doing. And then your support system be like, yeah, baby, you need to do that. And we'll keep on pushing it, right?
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't have said it any better. That's right, man. That's true, man. What's up,
Trevaro, man, what's up, Mr. ATL Wholesaler? What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, so the people that's listening right now, there's a lot of people that's kind of like need some guidance, like with us having a quarantine and, you know, everything that's going on. What's the best way to move? Like, what should people be doing actually right now? Like, what standpoint or just action period? I mean, I know everybody say take action, do this, do that, but do you have like something you could tell people who actually are just kind of sitting on the sideline? Because we're telling them like, hey, get in the game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the people that's on the sideline, what kind of advice can you give them right now?
Right. Well, I'd say, I mean, like you said, take action, but I mean, since everything right now is kind of like in quarantine, obviously, I was telling Tim about that early this morning, man. I mean, what we're doing is text message and email blast. We're still marketing. Like I said, you cannot stop marketing. When you stop marketing, your pipeline and your leads dry up. So there's no excuse right now. So, I mean, you may not be able to meet like a lot of homeowners and different buyers right now, so to speak, but you got to do what you have to do. And what we're doing, like I said, we're doing text blast and email blast. And man, I was telling Tim, but we did one Saturday evening at around 4 o'clock to some seller, because I didn't want to, you know, bother anybody on yesterday, Easter, Resurrection Day or whatever. But man, the response were crazy phenomenal. And I'm gonna do a video on that, man, to show the proof of the response that we've gotten, like just from that text blast. And it was only 93 phone numbers, 93 names. Wow. And so the point is, you have to do something. So like, okay, if you can't do driving for dollars, like I said, the most convenient thing right now to me is text messaging and emailing. So I mean, that's what we're doing. And I'm telling you guys, I promise you it's working.
Wow. How are you getting your list? Like, where are you getting some of your lists, and how are you doing that?
Yeah, the list that we just got Saturday, we purchased from Equity Depot.
Okay, pre-foreclosure.
Yeah, pre-foreclosure. Yeah. Because again, like I said, because since the market is changing a little bit, we want to target those individuals that we can at least give advice to. Right. And some of them going to turn into a win-win for them and us, but some more than anything, we just want to lead them. You know what I mean? Like, let them know. I mean, because I'm going to tell you this. One individual responded and they was like, well, they want to keep their house. They're trying to see what they can do. They're going to contact an attorney Monday, which is today. Right. I'm like, you don't need to contact no attorney. Foreclosures and eviction, all of that is at a halt for at least 60 days. So she's like, really? I'm like, yes. I mean, look it up. Like, whatever you need to do, Google it. You don't have to contact. Why spend money on an attorney when the information is right before you? And that's what I explained to her. So we helped lead her to the right direction. She was like, thank you. After about I think she said like after 90 days, she'll contact us and let us know what she want to do. But more than anything, it's about building that rapport relationship. And that's working, man. We like to just help people in this business.
I love what you're saying, man. When you say like this is a business of just helping people, and what you're doing is like you're helping people into opportunities. Like for instance, like in 60, 90 days, like when things, when things do shift back out, you're going to be the first person that they call because you're the person that gave them the advice, right?
Right.
So you're gonna have some people that are gonna be like, okay, I'll wait out the 60, 90 days. But then you're gonna have some people to be like, man, I got to get rid of this thing now, no matter what.
Yep.
And those are the people that you're looking for. But at the same time, you're building a pipeline, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're building a pipeline, and again, that's just one niche. Like I say, to be honest, that was just testing the water. Like I said, I just want to do something over the weekend. Like the point that we're making, you have to take some type of action. So we already have our text campaigns going out to our vacant house leads, out of state owners. Like that runs like every day.
Okay.
Hold on. Did I lose you guys?
Okay, we see you now.
Okay. Yeah, something popped up on the phone. But yeah, so we're already doing that. So that's going on like on a daily basis with the VAs and everything. But this was just something new to test the water, because we had already been discussing like, okay, the shift is here. It's time to make a decision, make a move, and do something a little bit different. And so that's essentially what we did. But we just test the water, man. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm going to record a video and just show the messages that we have without the phone numbers, of course. But just let people know, man, it works.
I want to ask you a question about the shift. Okay, like this shift here. Okay, like what is it like once you found out about COVID-19, and just how everything started happening? Did you just kind of say, let me assess the situation and then let me take my action, or what was that process like for you?
Well, for us, I mean, we just kept moving. I mean, we had to just keep moving through it and just basically just go with the flow. We could have stopped and said, let's see what happened. But the great thing about us is that we had already experienced the same thing, like I said, in 07, 08. Yeah. But it was a different cause that caused that to happen back then.
Right.
And like I said, this came from the virus, but so we just remained consistent. Yeah. And so yeah, we just
the great thing about everything is that the market still have not tanked like it did in 08. It still have not gotten there yet. I think everything right now is kind of speculation. I think we're more preparing ourselves, but it's still not current that right now.
Exactly.
So that means people need to be working right now. That means people need to be taking action right now, because we're not in 2008 right now at this moment. We're predicting that, but we're not in that right now.
Right. And that's so true. You're right. I mean, and that's the most important thing, like you said, is to keep taking action now, because, like I said, it's all speculation, and more than likely it's going to hit in the next couple of months or maybe even early next year. But still, we got to keep moving now. We just can't sit still, because I mean, it's just our business. This is what we do. There's no way we can stop. Won't stop, can't stop, ain't gonna stop.
I
heard you. Hey, I want to talk to you, man. I know, man, you talked the other day. You had reached out to me, man. We talked, man, and me and Tim talk about this all the time, like the relationship business and the partnerships and stuff. And we preach this every Monday that if this is not the most time right now, that we all need each other. We need to lean on each other as a community. Yeah. We need to work together. We need to do more deals together. We need to partner more together. I know you was doing this way before people was even talking about like partnerships and communities. Like, hell, that's how you and Tim met off of JVD.
Yeah.
So explain like the importance and how much of that portion of your business, how much of that has affected your business with just building relationships, partnering with people, JVing on certain deals. To break down like the do's and don'ts and like how important that is to your business.
Okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, it's very important, man. I mean, because in real estate, it is a relationship business. It's all about building rapport with one another, and that's all it is. I mean, that's essentially what it boils down to. As far as JVing, I mean, there's so many ways. Like, I'll put it this way. Last year, the majority of the deals that we did in 19 was JV deals. Honestly, like the majority of the closing that we had came from other wholesalers, realtors, and and that. I mean, agent groups. vast majority of our business. And how that began to happen is because when we was marketing so much with our own properties, people saw, okay, they see the list come out, right? And they see 5 properties on it. Next day they see 3 properties on it. And next day they may see 4. Then next day they may see 1. So they're like, so that people start reaching out like, hey, Trevaro, you got those properties? So like, yeah. And so then people start requesting us, our company, to help them get rid of their properties. And once we began to do that, we saw like, hey, this is lucrative. Like, we don't have to look for a homeowner. Like this person got the property. Let's just plug them in with our buyer or whatever. And that's what we've been doing, man. Even it goes as deep as rent to own, like lease options. You can do the same thing with those deals. Like if someone have a property for rent, you can JV with them on those. Owner finance, JV with them on those. All you have to do is put your fee on top, or you guys agree to an amount and do it that way. I mean, like.
So it's still wholesale, right?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Still wholesale. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. Make your money right off the top. That is so true.
I think in just my opinion, just listening to you, I think my opinion, I think in order to be a good partner, to build a good partnership with the JV people, with people, other investors and wholesalers, I think you really, really got to study your numbers and know your numbers, because I know you know a good deal, and you know like what to price that deal at and what you feel you could sell that deal for. So I think, you have to, do you agree with that, where somebody who's just getting started, like if somebody really don't know the numbers, like how can that person kind of get some skin in the game? If I know that we know that it's a numbers game, you got to know your numbers, but somebody who's just coming in, like what would be the best option for them? Right. I can kind of answer that question, but I want you to answer the question.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even hit on that. Yeah, I mean, the first thing we do when someone comes to us with a property or we see it, we run our numbers first before we even contact them. First of all, so if it's a property that we know we have a buyer for, it's like, okay, this is in the area that we have a buyer for. Now we have to do our numbers. We have to do the, the Mayo formula, whatever you want to use, minus the repairs and then minus the fee that you want to get paid, and make sure the price that, this wholesaler or this realtor have it at is at a good price for your end buyer, where everyone would be happy and create a win-win. So yeah, you definitely have to run your numbers. So again, with our company and with me, we've been around a while, so we know how to do that. So yeah, I didn't even touch on that, but you're absolutely right. Yeah, you definitely have to run your numbers, know what the properties are selling for in that area, know what the rental rate is in that area. If you're gonna JV on a rent deal or on a finance deal, you have to know all those numbers.
Let me just say this real quick. I know Tim probably got a question. Let me just say this real quick. One thing I respect about you, like if you see somebody got a deal, like there's been plenty of times where you see I have a deal, and even though we got a relationship, and I wouldn't care if you was to send my deal out or nothing like that, but the fact that you have the common courtesy to give me a call and say, hey, do you want me to add on top, or is there a room for us to within the deal with what you put it out at? Like you have a conversation with me and we talk about how to strategize that situation, regardless if you sell it or whatever happens. The fact that conversation happened, and I think a lot of these wholesalers, they just see the email come through, they'll just think that, oh, okay, I can just blast this deal out like it's mine, without having a common courtesy. And me and you have a relationship, and you had a common courtesy to even pick up the phone. So that just says so much about you as a man, out of respect. And I always think about that. And again, I'm not saying it to say I have an issue with people putting out our deals, because we put deals out every week. But I just think it's a respect factor sometimes, like when somebody's putting a deal out, just picking up the phone and just having a conversation with, because you don't know if I'm only sitting next to certain people, and I might not want it to be blasted out to the universe. But the fact that you have a conversation, I just think that goes a long way.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, because at the same time, even though we have a great relationship, it's still about respect. Like, I even had a guy contact me on Facebook Messenger because we added him to our group on Facebook, and he wanted to post something about a book or something. But the point I'm making is it was about respect. He reached out and said, hey, do you mind if I do this? Because it's all about respect. It's all about building rapport and relationship. And yeah, I've always respected everybody, man. I get permission because I've seen some of our deals that came back to us in an email like, who gave somebody permission to put our property out, like a property that we have under contract or a property that we own? I'm like, what? Hold on, then, I call and say, like, how did you get this? I don't have a problem with it, but communicate. And then they say, well, I got permission from such and such. I'm like, okay, well, I do know them. They had permission. But, so yeah, I get it, man. It's all about respect, man, at the same time, even in these relationships. Yep.
Yeah, it's all about respect, and that's really that's the thing that kind of keeps everything going, man. From a standpoint of our trust with each other and just being able to work with each other is just the respect that we have, and that's what creates our community, man. So yeah,
we're gonna go a little bit over since we started a little bit late. I know we normally end at 9, but we're gonna probably go about 10-15 minutes over just because of we had slow.
OT
If
said,
anybody got any questions, if you got any questions, just post them in the chat box. We'll make sure we answer.
Yeah, OT said, "What up, Trevaro?
What's going on, OT?"
and Delano wants to say, Delano wants to say, how y'all finding tenant buyers? How y'all finding the tenant buyers?
Oh yeah. I mean, you talk the way we found. I mean, they come to us. I mean, because when we run ads or when we do different mailing campaigns, a lot of our buyers, some of our buyers, they see the property, but then they know someone who want to rent a property or someone who want to do owner financing because they're not yet set up for getting a loan, so to speak. And so that's how we're getting a lot of our buyers. Also, we target tenant buyers. We pull a list for tenant buyers in certain areas, depending on if we have a property in that area, and then we target tenant buyers that way as well.
So that's a list like anything else, right?
Yeah, it's a list. Yeah, it's a list.
Gotcha,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Y'all post on Credit? Y'all post on Credit and like social media as well?
Well, the VA used to do it, but I mean, I'll be honest, man. We haven't even had a chance to even do a lot of it lately because we already have the buyers in house. We already have the leads. I mean, but before, yeah. I mean, we do Craigslist like all the time, man. Even when Backpage was out, we used to do Backpage and Craigslist on a daily basis.
Oh, wow.
Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna get to you, Victoria, in just a second. But what is the what's the average amount that a tenant buyer would have to bring down?
Well, if we do lease option, we require 3% down.
Okay.
If they're gonna do owner financing, we typically like to get them at 10%, but we'll do 5%. Okay. Because at that point we're preparing them for home ownership. Lease option, the same thing sort of, but also the money go toward the purchase price.
Okay, gotcha. Also, what is how do you guys actually clean up the properties, or what's the element to that, or do you let them say, hey, you got to clean this up?
Yeah. Well, most of the time we do lease option and owner financing. Yeah, we'll clean it up. Or we'll have our seller clean it up before we even take it over subject to it, whatever. We'll have them. That'll be one of the contingency, save us on work, save us on money, and we'll do it that way. So they'll clean it up, get it like move in ready, and then we'll just move our tenant buyer in. Now, if it's a sweat equity deal, then we'll have our tenant buyer clean it up. They'll go in there, and that'll come out the purchase price. So we'll have them do like the painting, the carpet, whatever needs to be done, and then we'll deduct it from the purchase price. So we would put them in a sweat equity program in that case.
So basically, you just get creative. Every situation is a little bit different, right?
Yeah, right. And then guess what? We got to get creative now, right now, more than ever, coming up.
I gotcha. So Victoria wants to know, what's a good site to find rent amounts in an area?
To find what now?
Rent amounts in an area.
Oh, we typically use, well, we have a program that we use, but for free, we'll use like Zillow and Rent-O-Meter.
Okay, Rent-O-Meter.
But we have a software that we use.
Yeah,
we use a software, and then our agent partner would get it for us as well. But for free, I'll just do Zestimate, Zillow, or whatever, and Rent-O-Meter.
Can't you use Section 8 website too? Can't Section 8 website give you comps?
Which one?
Is Section 8 website give you comps?
I'm not sure. I've never used
Section 8 website.
I've never used Section 8 website. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. If you're doing like a owner finance or or let's just say not owner finance, but if you're doing a lease option, can you do Section 8 with the lease option?
I do. I don't do Section 8, but we don't do it. But I doubt it.
Okay.
Because it's going to be government backed, and
you got to show that ownership. You got
to show. Yeah.
That's like,
yeah. So in that case, like I've heard. I mean, a lot of folks that we know, a lot of colleagues are doing the Section 8 and all of that, but we just.
I understand.
I'll be honest, man. I'm just gonna be honest, man. We ran into a lot of problems with it. Back, like I said, we was doing it back in like 08. Like I said, when the market tanked and we took them over subject to, and we tried for the Section 8, and it was just too much pain. It's just not worth. Not. I mean, back then, but I'm not sure what it's doing now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we just stay away from it.
It's changed a lot.
Shout out to Kimberly too. She said, I'm sorry, Candace. Candace said, rent.com is a good website. Thank you, Candace.
Okay.
Rent.com.
One more question, I believe.
What?
Huh? What you say?
Go ahead, Tom.
No, I was gonna say Delano said the Zoom was fire. He wanted to know what caused the 2008 crash.
What? Because over lending, essentially, predatory lending. So basically, what they was doing back then was essentially putting people in properties or giving people loans that couldn't even afford it. So, and then they would give them these ridiculous high rates of interest, and knowing that the homeowner wasn't going to be able to afford it. And so that initially started like in like 05, probably 05, 06. And then the repercussion was in 07 and 08. Okay. Yeah, it was the predatory lending that caused the market to crash big time.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was our fault.
Yeah. And I mean, and guess what else? You know, they were jacking up those appraisals. And, you know, it went.
It was crazy. A lot of mortgage fraud. It was a lot of mortgage fraud going on.
Yeah. That's what it boiled down to, man. And it and the repercussion hit around 08 and 09 because of that.
Well, listen, man. This Zoom, man. We gotta have you on again, man. We get.
Hey, you know it's good when ain't nobody getting off. Normally you'll see the number go up and down, but you ain't see nobody get off. So
that's a good thing.
What you mind sharing the text company you use for your texting?
Well, we go through FreedomSoft. Everything's through FreedomSoft with us.
You love FreedomSoft.
Yeah, hey, man. Hey, I love it, man. I'm telling you, and the reason being because everything is just right there, man. I'm telling you, like the calendar.
They give you the leads and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We get some of our leads, we get the cash buyers from there. I mean, if we have a property that we can't get rid of, all we have to do is just click of a button, pull the buyers list for that area, time frame, and then skip trace them, and then send them a text or either give them a call. Just that simple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you stuck with that FreedomSoft.
Yeah, man, I love it. They got me hooked, man.
Hey, well, listen, man. Like I said, we definitely got to get you on this, man. On this again, man. This was a fire. Yeah, it was, man. I agree. This was a great Zoom.
Yeah.
Can you let everybody know how to contact you, man? I mean, like social media. We see you everywhere. All over again, man. I look like you rededicated to the
video.
Yeah, you back out there. So
yeah. Well, look, you know what? Doing this uptime, not downtime, but doing this uptime, man. Right. We got to do something to stay busy.
Right.
But yeah, man, they can hit me up on IG, Real Estate Hardy, Hardy, Real Estate Hardy, all one word. YouTube, I'm Buying Atlanta. What else? Facebook, Trevaro Hardy. Facebook group, one of our groups is ATL Wholesaler Deals and more. So yeah, all you gotta do is Google my name. I mean, it's a very unique name, so you'll find me somewhere, Trevaro Hardy.
Right there, man. Look, man, we got somebody. I think we got somebody want to jump on real quick.
Okay.
Oh, we got another guest.
Hey, all you gotta do is unmute yourself. OTDOG.
Well, yeah, OT.
You want to say what's up?
What's up, home skillety?
What's going on? How you doing over there?
I didn't know what was going on. My phone just went blank for a minute. I'm like, what is going on? Then it popped back up. It must be something that Tim did. He always like to put me on blast.
So it's Tim, huh?
Hey. What's
Hey
up,
man,
sir?
I just want to say I hope everybody had a good resurrection Sunday. And hey man, I'm glad us band of brothers are still sticking together out here in this mean world of coronavirus. But I believe that you know, the best is yet to come. And you know, hey, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I know we got tough people on the line right now.
Amen. Amen. That's the truth, man. That's the truth, man. That's
Amen,
it.
man. Just from one OG to the next, man. We certainly appreciate Trevaro, man, and OT. And when I look at you guys, man, when me and Will, when we look at you guys, man, we look at you guys like, yo, them guys know what it is. They know what it is, and it's just an honor, man. It's an honor and a blessing, man, to be next to you guys. And you know, we mean that from the bottom. You know, we mean that from the bottom, and we grateful, man. We grateful to have y'all as our family, and to be able to do business with you guys. So that's what's
Likewise.
Likewise.
Can y'all see me? Oh Lord, I done did something.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
Hey, don't look. Hey, don't put your glasses on. Trevaro put on his glasses.
I done put the wrong button. My fault. I ain't shading nothing.
Hey, I gotta put mine on.
I'm gonna come by your house and get that. Hey, I seen your wife hooking you up that haircut. I'm about to come by and get me one, boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, that's rough.
I see you, man. Good to see you, man. That's what's up.
Hey, good to see you too, man. Yes, sir.
I had to put my glasses on looking at this little bit of phone, man, because I hate my computer went out on, but I had to put my glasses so I can see.
Hey, man, you know, I said, when you first didn't come on, I said, yeah, I know he's looking for them shades right now.
Yeah, no, look, normally I have them on. I couldn't do it now since I'm in the house.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah, guys, if y'all don't have any more questions, man, we certainly. What's up, Deanna? What's up, Deanna? Law Clerk on Demand.
What's up, Deanna?
You know,
Hey,
Deanna said, "What's up?" Deanna said, "What's up?" She said, "OT, LOL." So you know, Law Clerk on Demand is still out there, guys. Putting out
what's up, Deanna?
Quality list still. You know, I mean, they putting it out there, guys. So so definitely go and support her as we support each other during this time. Will, you got anything you want to say?
Nah, I just think that you know, it was good. I just think it was real good. I'm glad that Trevaro was able to get on and bring some value from a different perspective. I think that he did great, man. I'm appreciative of you, man, for jumping on tonight. I just want everybody, you know, to just, you know, the moral of this whole message today, what I got from it is first, you know, take your why serious. You know what I'm saying? You may have to think back about why are you really doing this business, and your why should open your eyes and open your mind up to, you know, being serious about getting started. And then, you know, from there, it's just about, you know, taking action and just doing what you got to do. People are still out here doing deals. People are still out here closing. So it's still opportunities out here. And you got a deal, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys reach out to me and Tim. You know, you can reach out to us. And that's REI Wholesalers Are Us at gmail.com. That's REI Wholesalers Are Us at gmail.com. This is our community. This, like we talked about earlier, this is the time where you really, really need your community to stand by you. You know, if you got a deal, if you got a seller that you need help talking to, if you got a buyer that ain't acting right, just get on, just reach out to us. We want to assist you. You know, do not try to get into this business. I talked to a young man earlier. I hope he's on this call tonight. I told him to jump on the call, and he called me and he was asking me questions about, you know, how to talk to a seller, how to do this and how to do that. Let me just say this, guys. If you got to ask yourself questions on what you need to be doing, how you talk to a seller, how you comp a property, how you determine what repairs, if you're having to ask yourself questions, that means you need a partner. You know, you don't need to go into this deal by yourself, because guess what's going to happen? A seller is going to see that you don't know what you think you know, and they like a dog. They smell blood, you know what I'm saying? And if they feel that you don't know what you're talking about, you got to understand, when you're talking on the phone, you got to come off as the expert. So if you're not coming off as the expert, they will not take your conversation serious, and you may lose opportunity. But guess what? If you bring Tim on that conversation, if you bring Trevaro, if you bring OT on that conversation, guess what? They're going to help you get to the finish line. So don't take this lightly. If you got a deal, if you got an opportunity, find a partner, find somebody that's reputable, somebody you trust, and get that deal to the finish line. Because this is the time we need our community right now. We all need to be helping each other. So make sure you guys keep us in mind. Send us an email, reiwholesalerus@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Tim is who is Tim Harvey. On Instagram, I'm at Uncle Bill by Houses. On Facebook, I'm William Galloway. Tim is Tim Harvey. Trevaro just gave his information. OT, fine OT, Otis Richardson. But
hey man, hey man,
but
we
you know, we all around. Y'all know how to find us.
You know how to find them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, y'all know how to find us. We thankful that y'all was able to join us tonight. We ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. We on this call same time again next Monday, 8 p.m. Join us again. We may have another special guest as well. So stay tuned. Next Monday, 8 p.m. We'll see you guys. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay in the house. Quarantine. Stay safe. Stay safe.
That's it. That's it. Stay safe.
All right, we out of here. We'll talk to y'all next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Same time.
All right, guys. Be blessed.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
All right, guys.
All right.
Appreciate
Peace.
y'all, fellas, man. Love y'all, man.
You too, big dog.
All right, likewise.
All right.
All right.